Welcome in, Original Soul. Thanks for showing up and sharing your energy with this reading. I don't know why I'm waving this around like this. All right, we'll jump into some messages here from your mind, body, spirit with an overall theme of balance. So is that something you feel like you need right now? Or maybe you feel like you're shifting more into a balanced state. But let's see what wants to come out. Got some cards out here from the Soul Journey deck. We'll start with the cards out for the position of the mind. So we've got success and service. I don't know. Do you feel like those two things go together? The success card says, I know that there is no greater goal than to love. So definition of success for the ego versus the soul potentially might be two different things. So maybe that's where some balance needs to come into play. But at least from a soul's perspective, love is the greatest goal, the point, right? That is what defines success on a soul level. And then service, I feel good when I can help others. All right, so let me hold these two up here. Take a look at those images. And how, your mind and your spirit do feel good when you help other people. So this could indicate maybe taking a little time to do something nice for somebody else. In the United States, we're rolling into holiday season here, which is supposed to be about gratitude and love and compassion and all these different things. So definitely bringing that into the mix and maybe finding something nice or loving that you could do for someone else, maybe lighten their load or just doing something uplifting. And with this, we've got 4 of Wands. So talking about uplifting, that's about up-leveling. 1111 is a Make-A-Wish card. So, maybe you do donate to different charities, or I just said Make-A-Wish. So maybe even like Make-A-Wish Foundation or something like that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be just with money. It could be with your time. But this is definitely taking action in a way that not only uplifts your energy, but uplifts other people's energy. So focusing definitely more on love than maybe specifically thinking of success in terms of career, or thinking of service in terms of like what only serves you. And so that might be a shift in your perspective. Maybe that's a little bit different than how you normally think about things, or maybe it's not. All right, but that is the message out from your mind, focusing more on love, focusing more on service, taking actions that uplift and enhance energy here. All right, and then from the position of the body, we've got adversity. There's that obelisk shape there in the center. Maybe that's more of like a big triangle. Adversity, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. All right, do you accept that? Sometimes we don't really have a choice, but when you can accept that, doesn't mean that you like it. That's where, again, we were just talking about a change in perspective. You may be able to kind of see something in a different way, or start to look at maybe a cycle or a pattern differently and kind of come out of that. We've got here with adversity, 9 of Pentacles, the Hermit, and 10 of Swords. All right, so for some of you too, you may be having some challenges or adversity, like specifically with your physical body or something related to your health. So this is definitely making your health and well-being a big priority. And also knowing that that vibration of love that we've been talking about, and it will come up again here, if I can point to the card, as a message from Spirit. So also a theme for this reading, but that is the healing vibration. All right, so expressing love, getting in that vibration, sharing love with others, that is something that can also bring in healing to yourself. It can heal a more angry or agitated mindset. It can definitely bring in healing on a physical level to your cells, to your body. So, right, not forgetting that, maybe not getting stuck in any sort of downward spiral, especially if there is maybe a health issue or concern that you do have going on. On with the Hermit, right, he's holding the star of healing and wisdom in his lantern. Right, so this could be taking a little bit of time to yourself, right? Nine of Pentacles is also maybe a card of, I mean, sometimes it's related to being single, but this can be just like being in your own energy. So taking some time to yourself. He's standing on top of this mountain, and mountains represent challenge. So you can see he's sort of risen above that challenge, and he's reflecting and kind of thinking of what he has learned from those experiences, just like this adversity card is talking about here. All right, so the Hermit is a perfect card to come out with that. And again, Hermit energy is associated with Virgo. So you may have Virgo in your chart prominently, but again, that can be a sign too about daily routines, health and well-being. So definitely a big message coming from the body to maybe take a little bit of time, reflect, take good care of yourself, and start to see these challenges that you are coming up against or have come up against as opportunities to learn something important for your soul. Again, even those experiences may have you feeling like this poor fella here with all these swords stabbed in his back. But even he here, it looks like he's sort of bleeding out, but he's making a symbol of blessings with his hand. All right. The snow is starting to fall. Things have turned cold. Where I am, it actually started snowing last night. One of my kids is super psyched about it. But sort of this icy landscape, right? So again, not turning cold because of what you've been through. Letting yourself bring in that love and knowing that there are sometimes not obvious, but blessings that do come out of whatever this adverse situation is for you. Okay. We'll move on here to message from Spirit. Love. Like I said, it was going to come up again. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Oh, Eight of Wands wanted to come out, so that can be about messages, information, even news. But let's see here. All right, let me hold this one up. So there's the image there for love. And seeing the good in all things. I know I mentioned perspective earlier as well. That can be hard to do, especially if it's something that you don't agree with or you don't understand. But we don't always have to necessarily understand anything. We've got Seven of Pentacles and the Tower out with love here. So this could be some sort of awareness or awakening coming up for you of kind of how you've been investing your time, your energy, your resources, right? And maybe you're ready to make a shift. Maybe you're realizing, right, that your focus really hasn't been on what is feeding your soul or what is good for your health or what does make you feel good, right? And that can be kind of a shock. All right, so this is really taking a closer look again at what do you want to invest in? How do you want to spend your resources, whether that is your money, that is your time, that is your energy, right? Even if you have been experiencing challenge, right? Keeping love in the situation. And like I said, not turning cold. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck here, we've got the Star, which is a healing card as well. All right, and even seeing the good, you know, maybe if you're kind of realizing that you haven't been investing some of your resources in maybe the right way or a way that's more beneficial for you and for kind of your soul's growth and your kind of uplifting positive energy, right? You can always make a shift. You can always make a change. Do not sit there and blame yourself for that or start to feel extra guilty or feeling shame, right? Those are natural and normal feelings, but not sitting in those feelings. Again, just kind of committing to seeing that there's something good or something that you needed to learn from that situation. Okay? And speaking of blame, that's under the balance card here. And then, like I said, the theme, finding balance. So again, there does feel like there's maybe some sort of shift going on, whether that's a shift in your mindset, which may lead to seeing a shift in your physical body or your physical environment. Maybe it's the way you kind of show up. But let's see here what wants to come out with balance before we close this out. Almost dropped the whole deck here. I saw the Eight of Pentacles, which is, what are you working on? What are you putting your time in? What do you want to be more of like a legacy or a long-lasting sort of energy? And does that jive with what you've been doing up to this point? Yeah, the Magician, maybe something new, right? So taking some new steps, right? Finding more balance by maybe even taking charge. Right? There may need to be something else that you kind of put to rest and let go. We do have the Four of Swords here at the bottom of the deck, so that could be, again, about putting something to rest, letting something go, especially if it's something that you've been holding on to in your mind. So maybe it's even some sort of belief or belief system about yourself or others or a situation. This could be a signal to take a little time to bring in some meditation so you can really sit in stillness and see what comes up. That's how you kind of get to know who you really are, what you really want. And again, then with the Magician and finding balance, this is really realizing that you do have all the tools at your disposal, right? He's got kind of one of everything there, the Pentacle, the Sword, the Wand, and the Cup. All right, so all of those things at your disposal because of everything that you've been through. Right, and now things are ready to bloom. Right, you've got sort of ancestor energy supporting you. And this is really then moving towards what you want to bloom and what you want to grow. And realizing, I don't think I've seen this card out of this deck. I've been using this deck for a couple years. But right when it came out, I thought, oh my gosh, that is such a beautiful card with beautiful colors. And that looks like a beautiful flower. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Kind of blooming there at the center. And I was just really focused on the two flowers here in this card as well. All right, so definitely leading more with passion, more with heart space. And doing something that really, again, brings in uplifting energy, not only for you, but for others. And just watch how that really starts to shift a lot. The way you think, the way you act, the way you feel, right? All right, so definitely a heart-focused reading here. Messages from mind, body, spirit. I hope there was something here for you in this message. If there was, feel free to let me know what it might have been by leaving a comment. You hit the like button. Maybe you even subscribe or share. And just let me know, right, that clicked for you today. All right. Like I said, I hope there was something here for you. And until next time, peace.